Hello, welcome to my channel, and today we're going to talk about partial seams. Have you ever looked at a quilt block like this one? Whoops, the light's kind of weird. And went, how do they do that? How do you piece that? So if we're looking at this block here, okay, let's see, get this twisted the right way here. You go, okay, if I have those pieces in, that's fine, that fits. That fits, but how does this work in here? Because I don't have that in there when I want to sew this on, or vice versa. So if you have questions about that or wondering, how did they do that? Stay tuned and I'll show you how to work with partial seams, because really, this is no big deal. Here's how to do it. Hi, I'm Wendy J. Haney, and this is my channel. And I love quilting, and I love sharing that love with everyone else. So if you're interested in learning to quilt, stay tuned, and I'll show you how to do this. Okay, if you would like to play along, use this as an example to try on your own, what you're gonna need is some scraps. And I'm actually using 3.5 inch strips because it's big enough to really show you what I wanna show. A 3.5 inch center. And then each of your outside strips, you need 4 of them, and they are going to be 3.5 by 6.5. And then once you've got that, you're ready to go. The first thing is to understand where to start. So the key thing is that this bottom strip here is like, okay, it's hanging out the edge. And you know what? It really doesn't matter which way you start. It's just you're gonna twist the block whatever way. But once you've got this in, so you've got a solid, start to finish here, bingo, you can put that on. And then bingo, this one fits. And then you've got this last one to put in there. So this is our problem area. So what we need to do is we're gonna take our 3.5 inch square and we're gonna put it on that strip. And you're not going to sew all the way across. Instead, you're going to sew, about halfway. You want to give yourself plenty of wiggle room to be able to match that up then when we get to that. So we're going to sew that halfway. And then you're going to see how easy this is. It's all about figuring out where your starting point is and leaving some room to tie everything together when you're done. As you can see, I've sewn my 3.5 inch block onto my strip, and I've sewn about halfway. Now, when you do this, you're going to want to back stitch there, because you're going to want to lock that in and not have it, come apart when you start tugging on that. Then press it. You don't need to press it all the way across, but make sure you're pressed at least about 1/2 inch in so that your seam is pressed there. And you're going to want to press that open. Then we take our next strip and we just put it on top of it. And guess what? This is the same as you always do. We're not dealing with a partial seam any longer. So we're going to put that strip on there. And then we'll do the next strip there. And these will fit once I have the seams in there. And there we go. So I'm going to go and do those. And then we're going to come back and I'm going to show you how do we put this last strip in there that's dealing with this silly partial seam in there. As you can see, we put that row on and the top one, nice and easy. You're just matching your edges like you always do. Now for the last one, we do the same thing, because as long as you tuck this under, guess what? This goes on there perfectly. So we're going to go sew that on there, and then we're ready to put the final stitch in. I now have the last edge of my block on, and we've got this thing hanging out here, but look at here. Here's what's so nice about it. Because you left wiggle room back here and you didn't finish that seam, now you're in a perfect position to flip this over and look. You can match it up and you can sew. So as you see here, I pressed it my seam was this way, but you still have plenty of room here to even things up and then put that last piece in place. So in this case, you're going to stitch from where you stopped in the middle of the block all the way over here. It's really that simple. So the biggest thing with your block is figuring out, let's see, I've got another set here that I haven't put together. And we're going to be short a piece of fabric, so we'll just grab this. There we go. We'll fake it with this one. How's that sound? It's a little short, a little skinny. Okay, so the biggest thing is when you're looking at things, you go, okay, what the heck? But once you realize that, okay, once I have these two pieces in place, I can easily put on this. And then once those are in place, I can easily put on that. And then once that's in place, I can easily put on that, which tells you this is where your partial seam should be. So it's just about looking at your block. And I would hope most of your patterns, if you need a partial seam, they will tell you and tell you how to do it. But if not, if you're trying to create your own, or you've seen something online and went, oh, I love that block, and how the heck are they doing that and putting it together? Well, now you know, and you can go do it yourself. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you like what you're learning here, please hit the subscribe button and give me a like, give me a comment if you have any questions about what I've shown you. Take care and have a great day. Thank you so much for watching. I very much appreciate it. If you want to make sure you don't miss a single video I published, hit the subscribe button below and then hit the bell icon. And that way you will be notified whenever I publish a new video. But you can also find me over on Facebook, facebook.com/Wendy, the initial J, Haney. Or I have a Facebook group for those of you that love quilting, needlework, books, wine, and wellness. You can find that at facebook.com/groups/lifefulfilled. The name of the group is Life Fulfilled - Quilting, Needlework, Books, Wine, and Wellness. You can also find me over on my website, wendyjhaney.com. I will be doing more blogging over there eventually. As I get more of my videos done, I'll be blogging about those. But also, maybe you see some things that I'm making here and you're going, ooh, wow, I just don't want to make that myself. Well, a lot of those products will end up over there on the website that you can purchase for your friends and family. Once again, thank you so much for your support, and I appreciate you watching.